The race for the title in Serie A continues to bubble this weekend as AC Milan drop points to open up the door for the chance of Napoli. But of course, who's going to take advantage this week? We'll take a little look next. Today we're recording match number 32 over in Serie A, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe to keep banging to all things Rovers related, Italian football related, world football related. We're going to all here, boys, under one roofski. Of course, just 1 point separates, of course, first place AC Milan, second place from Napoli, and of course don't rule out the likes of Internazionale, of course, are just 4 points adrift with a game in hand. Of course, it's starting to bubble very, very nicely in Italia, and we'll get to it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs there, the patrons, guys. Thank you for loving, of course, behind the scenes. You know who you are. And of course, if you're interested in helping out the channel, check out the link down below, patreon.com/Rovers. Anyway, let's get into the deep end, of course, and have a look at how you got on last round then, shall we? Here are those results right here, right now. Of course, Fiorentina, big win for them over them. 1-0 win for Empoli. They're up to 8th in the table. Just 4 points off of 5th as well. So, good old season for Fiorentina as well. Meanwhile, AC Milan dropped a clanger against Bologna, 0-0 in the end, as of course Bologna with a big point, AC Milan with pretty much a small, crappy point. Atalanta, though, did lose to Napoli, of course, at home. Of course, gave Napoli a big chance for them. Atalanta now down into 7th. A bit of trouble for them as they look like they're going to miss out on Champions League football this campaign. Verona, a big win for them over Genoa. Do you know what I mean? Meanwhile, Juventus did lose at home to Internazionale. 1-0 win for them. Lazio with a 2-1 win over Sassuolo. Sampdoria, my boys, took the L against Roma. Of course, Mourinho's boys up to 5th at the table now, within a striking distance of Champions League if they can take advantage of Juventus. Meanwhile, Spezia, of course, won the winners of Venezia. Udinese, 5-1 win over Cagliari, and Salernitana did lose to Torino in the end. Torino having a fantastic season as well, up to 11th in the campaign. Here is the table to show you what I'm on about. Of course, AC Milan have got that 1 point clearance over the moment over Napoli, and of course, Internazionale are breathing down the next in 3rd. Win that game in hand, of course, they'll go level on points with Napoli. And again, we have a 3-horse race for the title. Next, of course, we have Juventus breathing down the next in 4th, with Roma in 5th, and of course, Lazio in 6th. Down at the table, though, Salernitana going down. Of course, it looks like it's been that way for a long, long time. Venezia now in trouble as they've dropped into it alongside Genoa as well. Cagliari not out of the woods yet, neither is Sampdoria. They've got to get their act together, and so do I think Spezia could be safe for the time being. Let's take a look at how you guys got on with your pickaroos. This is the leaderboard for this week, and it is a wow. Look at that. Worst. Barcelona Easter, Shane O'Donnell, finished 77, James P. Great, Karma Gakian, and of course Deep at the Great, with of course 7 bins there out of 10. Well done, guys. That's 70%, of course. Let's take a look at, of course, how you the master mini leaderboard, whatever it is, coming at you right here right now, looks like this. 37 with 70 points on the board. Costas K is in 2nd, and Shane O'Donnell also up there with 67 points. That's, of course, the mini leaderboard. Of course, the master leaderboard is my secret, my little secret, of course. Anyways, if you want to get involved with it, it's still time, of course. You know, you can't win it, but you can still maybe win Predictor of the Month for April, maybe even May, if we're doing one for May. We'll probably do one for May. But anyway, that's, of course, the Pickaroo thing. Get involved, cut the Serie A. And, of course, these are the next games, of course. So let's take a bloody look. Of course, kicking it all off with Mourinho's boys up against Salernitana. That's right, of course. Now, these two sides play each other 3 times in 1998. 2 is for Roma, 1 for Salernitana, and 0 draws. Roma, though, unbeaten now, of course, in the last 6 games. Of course, 83% form up against Salernitana's side, of course, without a win in the last 10 games. 25% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time they played each other in Roma was a 3-1 win for Roma back in, of course, September 1998. How many of you were alive then, of course? Meanwhile, of course, last time around in Salernitana was a 4-0 win for Roma back in August, of course. Yeah, kicking off all the Roma with a 1-0 win over Sampdoria, back-to-back clean sheets for them. Meanwhile, Torino did beat Salernitana last time around. Salernitana now have gone back-to-back games without scoring a goal. The odds for this one then, test 7-2 on is your Roma, of course, 17-4 is your draw, 10-1 is your long shots. That's, of course, Salernitana on this. Going to back, of course, Roma here, Mourinho's boys, to make a push for that 4th spot this time around. They can't get it. I think it's too much for them to get this time around, but, of course, closing the door a little bit for me on this one. Next, of course, we have Cagliari and Juventus, who are currently sitting in that 4th spot. Now, these two sides played 44 times since 1993. 5 wins for Cagliari, 29 wins for Juventus, and 10 draws. Cagliari, though, 4 defeats on the spin for them right now, 25% form over the last 6. Meanwhile, Juventus scores just 1 win and 3 for them, 67% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around, though, in Cagliari, is a 3-1 win for Juventus. That was back in March 2021. The reverse fixture, though, in Juventus, back in, of course, December, was a 2-0 win for Juventus as well. Juventus winning 3 on the bounce against Cagliari. Meanwhile, Juventus picking up a 1-0 loss against Internazionale last time, with Cagliari getting a spanking by Udinese last time around as well. The odds though here, 90-4 is your Cagliari, 11-4 is your draw, 6-4 on is your Juventus on this one. I'm going to back, of course, Juventus here. Unfortunately, they're going to take the win and remain in 4th. Next, of course, we have Genoa up against Lazio, of course, in Genoa. Of course, they need some points as well. Played each other quarter minus 34 times in 1983. 11 wins for Genoa, 17 wins for Lazio, and 6 draws, of course. Just one defeat, though, in the past 6 games of Genoa. 50% form for them. However, drawing a lot of games right now. So they just lost once the last 6. Meanwhile, Lazio, though, just one defeat past 4 for Sarri Ball. 58% form for them over the last 6. Last round, though, of course, in Genoa, was a 1-1 draw back in January 2021. The reverse fixture, though, in Roma, was in Rome, was a 2-1 win for Lazio back in, of course, December 2021. Lazio picking up a 2-1 over Sassuolo last time around. Genoa with a 1-0 loss against Hellas Verona. The odds here, 3-1 is your Genoa, 5-2 is your draw, 11-10 on is your Lazio for this. Back, of course, Lazio here to get the draw, just a draw here, because Genoa are the draw specialists. Back in them to take the point, and of course, dent Lazio's hopes for finishing in the top 5 of the table. Next, of course, Bologna against my boys Sampdoria. That's right, coming at you on Monday, April the 11th. Now, these two sides, of course, play each other 34 times in 1996, 13 wins for Bologna, 11 wins for Sampdoria, and 10 draws, of course. Bologna, though, without a win in 5 now, 40% form, of course, up against the Sampdoria side. Just 1 win in 5 for them, 33% form for them. At the moment, of course, last time around, in Bologna, it was a 3-1 win for Bologna back in March 2021. The reverse fixture in Sampdoria was a 2-1 win for Bologna. So Bologna actually won 6 on the bounce against Sampdoria. Goodness gracious me. Meanwhile, though, Bologna picking up a 0-0 draw against AC Milan. Of course, haven't scored in the last 4 games in a row. Sampdoria did pick up a loss against Roma last time around. 1-0 loss it was. The odds are for this one, we have 11-10 is your Bologna, 23-10 is your Sampdoria, 5-2 is your draw. Back, of course, probably Bologna in my eyes, but of course I'm back in Sampdoria because they're my boys. 1-0 win for them to take it to the house and surprise, make a move away from that drop zone as well. Next, of course, I have Empoli up against Spezia. Of course, those two teams are in and around about the relegation zone, but of course are clear from it from the moment. But of course, a big win here would of course give themselves a bit of a breathing space. Played each other 10 times in 2012, 2 wins apiece and 6 draws, of course. Empoli, though, haven't won in the last 15 games against the Spezia side, of course, won twice in the last 3 games. 33% form for Spezia, 17% form for Empoli. Last round, though, in Empoli, it was a 1-1 draw back in, of course, October 2019 in Serie B. The reverse fixture in Spezia back in December was a 1-1 draw as well. In fact, for the last 5 games between these sides, both home and away, have ended up as draws. Of course, Empoli with a 1-0 loss against Fiorentina last time around, Spezia with a 1-0 win over Venezia last time around. The odds, though, for this one, 11-10 on is your Empoli, 11-4 is your draw. 11-4 is your Spezia, 5-2 is your draw. If you want to back that one on this one, I'm backing, of course, a 2-1 for Empoli to get their first win in a while, and of course get themselves a little bit clear from that drop zone. Next, of course, we have Torino up against AC Milan. Must-win game for AC Milan. Of course, they could end up in 3rd potentially this week. Could they? No, they could end up in at least 2nd. Anyway, of course, played each other 40 times in 1993. 3 wins for Torino, 21 wins for AC Milan, and 16 draws. Of course, just 1 win and 6 though for Torino right now. 40% form up against the Milan side, unbeaten in the last 6 games. Of course, last time around in Torino, it was a 7-0 win for AC Milan way back in, of course, May 2021. The reverse fixture, of course, this campaign was a 1-0 win for Milan back in October. Of course, Milan picking up a 0-0 draw against Bologna. That's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clean sheets on the bounce for AC Milan. Meanwhile, Torino with a 1-0 win over Salernitana. Back-to-back clean sheets for them heading into this one. Of course, Torino 11-4 for the victory, 2019 on AC Milan, and 5-2 is your draw. Of course, back AC Milan here with a 1-0 win, another clean sheet, and of course remain in top bins for them this campaign. Venezia are in trouble up against Udinese. Of course, hit high notes last time around. Coming at you as well on Sunday, April the 10th. Now, these two sides have played each other 9 times in 1988, 3 wins apiece and 3 draws. Of course, Venezia, though, we're losing 5 in the bounce. Of course, haven't won the last 6, 8% form over the last 6. Meanwhile, Udinese just 1 defeat in the past 6 for them, 58% form, of course, over those last 6 games. Last time around, though, in Venezia, it was a 2-1 win for Venezia back in December 2001. Of course, that was in Serie A, 2-1 win it was. The reverse fixture in Udinese back in August was a 3-0 win for Udinese as well at the start of the season. Udinese with the 5-1 win of Cagliari. Of course, Venezia with a 1-0 loss against Spezia. And, of course, Venezia haven't scored in the last 3 games, of course. The odds, though, for this one, what do we have on this one? Venezia 5-2 for the victory, 11-10 is your Udinese, and 12-5 is your draw. I'm back in, of course, the away win here, 2-1 for Udinese. Venezia are in trouble. Into the final 3 now. We have Internazionale up against Verona coming at you on Saturday, April the 9th. Now, these two sides played each other 22 times in 1996, 18 wins for Internazionale, nothing for Verona, and 4 draws, of course. Inter, though, winning unbeaten in the last 6 games, 75% form, winning 3 and drawing 3 of the last 6 up against Verona side, just 1 defeat in the past 6, 58% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around, though, in wherever we're playing. Where are we playing? In Giuseppe Meazza, it was a 1-0 win for Internazionale back in April 2021. The reverse fixture in Verona was a 3-1 win for Milan Internazionale back in, of course, August. Of course, Verona with a 1-0 win over Genoa last time around. Internazionale with a 1-0 win over Juventus last time around. Of course, the odds, though, for this one, Internazionale 5-2 on for the victory, 50-4 is your draw, and 13-2 is your Verona for this. But back into with a win here, 2-0 win for them to take it to the house. Next, of course, we have Sassuolo against Atalanta, probably the best of the rest, right? Now, these two sides played each other 22 times since 2006, 2 wins for Sassuolo, 15 wins for Atalanta, and 5 draws. Just 1 defeat past 6 for Sassuolo, 75% form for them right now. Up against Atalanta side, just 1 defeat past 5 for them, 58% form over the last 6. Of course, last time around though in Sassuolo it was a draw way back in May, of course, May 2021. The reverse fixture was a 2-1 win for Atalanta back in September. Coming at you though, Sassuolo with a 2-1 win, 2-1 loss against Lazio. Last time around, Atalanta also losing to Napoli. Last time around, the odds though for this, what do we have on this one then? We have Sassuolo 11-5 for the victory, 13-5 draw, 11-10 is your, of course, your Atalanta, who are favoured here to win this one. I'm going to give it to them as well. 2-0 win for them on the road, 3 points in the bag. Keep on keeping on. And finally, wrapping up, we have Napoli up against Fiorentina, of course. Bit of a zinger really. Played each other 44 times in 1984, 19 wins for Napoli, 14 wins for Fiorentina, and 11 draws, of course. Napoli just 1 defeat past 5, 67% form for them. Up against the Fiorentina side, of course, unbeaten last 4, 1-2 lost 2 and drawn 2 over the last 6. That's 50% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around though in Napoli, it was in the league, it was a 6-0 win for Napoli back in January 2021. The reverse fixture was, of course, a 2-1 win for Napoli this campaign back in October. They also played each other in the round of 16 of the Coppa Italia, and Fiorentina came out top 5-2 winners in the end. That's this campaign as well. Fiorentina though with a 1-0 win over Empoli last time around. Napoli with a 3-1 win over Atalanta last time around. The odds though for this, we have Napoli 11-8 on for the victory, 14-5 is your draw, 7-2 is your Fiorentina for this on this one. Back, of course, Napoli here with a 2-1 win. It'll be tight, very, very tight, close game, but of course, big win for Napoli to remain second spot. That's, of course, my picks. Be sure to get your own picks. Cut your Serie A, and we'll see you next time around. But be sure to give me some love and smash the old thumbs up, please, and smash the old subscribe as well if you're new. Smash it, of course. Put a comment down below to boost the old algorithm as well. Of course, if you do that, if you keep putting in your comments, then of course we'll get more of me, more of this, and more stuff just like the prediction show. So get it amongst it, get your stuff in there. I'll see you next time around. But until then, guys, smash the thumbs up, smash your subscribe. See you soon. Until then, dudes, we're done right now.